Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 7. Automatically, with slightest touch of rain against arched neck, or with tickle of spur or press of knee, he kept the mare to the way he willed. Once, as she whirled and danced, he caught a glimpse of the big house. Big it was in all seeming, and yet such was the vagrant nature of it, it was not so big as it seemed. 800 feet across the front face it stretched, but much of this 800 feet was composed of mere corridors, concrete walled, tile-roofed, that connected and assembled the various parts of the building. There were passages and pergolas in proportion, and all the walls with their many right-angled juts and recessions arose out of a bed of greenery and bloom. Spanish in character, the architecture of the big house was not of the California Spanish type which had been introduced by way of Mexico 100 years before, and which had been modified by modern architects to the California Spanish architecture of the day. Hispano-Moresca more technically classified the big house in all its hybridness, although there were experts who heatedly quarreled with the term. Spaciousness without austerity and beauty without ostentation were the fundamental impressions the big house gave. Its lines, long and horizontal, broken only by lines that were vertical and by the lines of juts and recesses that were always right, always right-angled, were as chaste as those of a monastery. The irregular roof line, however, relieved the hint of monotony, low and rambling without being squat. The square upthrusts of towers and of towers overtopping towers gave just proportion of height without being sky-aspiring. The sense of the big house was solidarity. It defied earthquakes. It was planted for 1,000 years. The honest concrete was overlaid by a scrim stock of honest cement. Again, this very sameness of color might have proved monotonous to the eye had it not been saved by the many flat roofs of warm red Spanish tile. In that one sweeping glance, while the mare wheeled undully, Dick Forrest's eyes, embracing all of the big house, scented for a quick, delicious instant of the great wing across the 200-foot court, where under climbing groups of towers, red snooded in the morning sun, the drawn shades of the sleeping porch tokened that his lady still slept. About him, for 3 quadrants of the circle of the world, rose low rolling hills, smooth, fenced, cropped, and pastured, that melted into higher hills and steeper wooded slopes that merged upwards deeper into mighty